Hi everybody. In this video, we're going to talk about how we can deal with stress while we're trying to manage a small business or a side business while we're working a 9 to 5, okay? So my name is Danielle, if you don't know, and this is my channel where we talk all things business, especially if you are planning on starting a business. Maybe you have a business idea, or you are a creative who's thinking about starting a business, or you have a business, but you're trying to get some tips and tricks to actually flourish and thrive in your business. So, again, my name is Danielle Leviston. I have owned and operated my business, Painting and Popping Traveling Paint Parties, LLC, for about 6 years now. I'm also a full time educator in the public school system. I'm an art teacher and I do many different things. So I know all about stress, okay? What I want you to do right now is like this video and also subscribe to my channel so you can get more content from me as well as go back to some of my past videos. But what we're going to do, we're going to get right to it. First of all, if you're dealing with a lot of stress in your life while you're trying to run your business, while you have your 9 to 5, maybe you're a parent, maybe you care for your own parents. But regardless of what that might be, the number one thing that you should do is remove the stressor. Now, I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking, right? We can't always remove the stressor. There's no way. Your stressor might be your job, which is actually my stressor. Okay? We'll talk about that later. Um, your stressor might be your kids. Your stressor might be your marriage, right? So, depending on what your stressor is, you may not be able to remove it. Even though that's the number one thing that you should do, we're going to explore other ways in which you can maintain your sanity while being stressed out and having all of these things to do. Okay. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're staying healthy. And I know that it's hard. And I'm jotting some notes down while I'm talking to you all because I think of different things pop up. But the first thing you want to do is stay healthy. Okay. Um, so that might look like exercising. And I know you might be thinking to yourself, wow, um, I don't even have time to sit down and do what I need to do for my business all the time. How can I actually sit down and exercise and or not sit down and exercise, but how can I actually factor in the time to exercise and do all that? Well, you just have to do it, and be like think of creative ways that you can. Like you might need to exercise at home. Okay, you might need to exercise at home. Maybe you need to get one of those little mini treadmills, or maybe you have a big treadmill, depending on how you're living. But get some things that you could do at home, like some weights or something. Or say, okay, every time I'm coming from home, I'm going to stop at the gym, get on a treadmill for 20 minutes or lift weights, whatever it is. Focus on eating healthy. Um, because that, even if you don't have time for the gym, at least if you're eating healthy, you're, working on the other aspect. So I know that's easier said than done too, because like many people, I am a stress eater. So I know it can be difficult, but it's like, it's crazy because when you think about exercising and eating healthy, these are things that you're supposed to do to get rid of stress. Like exercise lowers your cortisol, right? But when you are stressed, that's the time period where it's the hardest to do these things. So it is frustrating. I get it. But I'm telling you, you have to push through and try to put these things into your lifestyle, really. And I know it can be a busy lifestyle, but you really have to do that. Okay. Now, um, I'm gonna move to the second topic, and it's kind of a good segue. But you're gonna have to prioritize some things. So there are some things in my business that I've had to unfortunately cut out because I just didn't have the time. And I had to focus on what would be more profitable for me at the time. Now, eventually, I want to bring these things back in as like my lifestyle kind of changes and I have more time. But at the present moment, I just know it's not going to happen. So, for instance, I had an Etsy shop where I created paint kits, and now I have to kind of just do them by request. And sometimes I don't even have the time to do that because I have to focus more on my in person paint parties. Now, there's so much more that I want to do aside from my in person paint parties, but at the time, that's what I don't know if it's the easiest, but that is what will easily generate more money for me in that aspect. So definitely prioritize. Not only do you have to prioritize things in your business, but you might have to prioritize some things just overall in your life. So like uh so okay, and we can look at it a different way too. Let's say you are stuck in house and you're thinking about all these different ideas and you're trying to get things done. What I would say is if that's stressing you out, then actually prioritize some fun. Prioritize family time. Put that to the side and say, okay, I know I'm stressing out over this. Let me step away for a moment and actually, go out to dinner with a friend or go out to dinner with a family member or go bowling or do something that is not contributing to that stress. Now, you might say, well, if I do that, then I'm going to be stressed out about all the things I have to do. But again, I think I shook the camera. But again, that's where prioritizing comes into play. So do the things that you need to get done, but then also don't crash out if you're just trying to do too much for your business. So you do have to put a little play into your life, but definitely prioritize what needs to get done and cut out some things that you can maybe do later and revisit at another time. So that's what I would say for that. A way to get rid of that extra stress or that added stress might be putting some more fun into your life, right? Or it might be making your list and making sure you're checking everything off that you need to get done so that you're not stressing. All right. The last thing, and there are so many other things that I think we could try to do in our lives to relieve stress is so much more. But what I'm gonna end on, my third point is meditate. Now, I know it might seem woo woo to some of you who may have not meditated before, but and you can make a double whammy, right? And you can say meditate and pray. If you are a spiritual or religious person, you probably, I'm sure, already pray, but you may not meditate. So, what I do, because I used to find it very difficult to implement meditation into my lifestyle. And it's still, it's hit or miss sometimes, but what I do is when I go to sleep at night, I'll pop up a YouTube video, like a guided meditation video, and it might be like, nice music in the background. And I wish I could remember his name, but there's one channel I listen to with this guy. He talks you through a guided meditation, and not only am I meditating and I'm focusing on my breathing, but I end up falling asleep. If you don't want to fall asleep and you really want to stay awake during meditation, you can do it right before you go to bed. Set out, and it doesn't take that long. You can set out like 10 minutes to meditate. And I mean, meditation, it has been proven to help with stress and lower your cortisol and help with your central nervous system. So these are things we don't always think about when we think about meditation, but definitely take the time to meditate. Part of that meditation is going to be breathing. So it's also proven that when we take time to breathe properly, we relieve ourselves of stress as well. So those are my three things. However, there are other things that you can do. I mean, it's so much you can do to relieve stress. Um, at the end of the day, you guys, though, the biggest thing that you're going to have to do is remove the stressor. And I'm actually just, on a personal note, I am getting to the point where I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to get rid of the stressor. And I'm in the process of figuring things out and how I can do this the best way possible for myself, my finances, and all of that. But these are things that you can just do in the meantime to cope with the stress, right? So making sure, again, number one was staying healthy by exercising and eating correctly. Number two is prioritizing things within your business and also in your life in general. And then number three is meditating and breathing so that you can relieve that stress after a long day, week, month, whatever it might be. So hopefully you found this video beneficial, and you can use it in your daily life. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel and check out the rest of my content. But if you have anything else to add, make sure that you put a comment in there and let me know. And I forgot to mention this, but I think I'm going to add this as a part of like my health break series. Just because, again, as business owners or as entrepreneurs, it's important for us to make sure that we're keeping our health in mind. And also, I think I forgot to say this in my last video, but happy Black History Month. I have my National Museum of African American History shirt in. That's the museum in Washington, D.C. But happy Black History Month. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.